Welcome to Money Hacks from GeekWire and BECU. I'm GeekWire co-founder Todd Bishop, and I'm here with Stacy Black, BECU lead financial educator. It's great to see you again, Stacy.
Thanks for having me, Todd.
So our topic today is medical debt and its relationship to credit scores. What is the connection between medical debt and credit scores?
Yeah, medical debt is one of the number one reasons for bankruptcy in America. So it affects a lot of people. But most healthcare providers don't report directly to the credit reporting agencies. So medical debt isn't going to typically show up on your report unless it has been sent to collections. The good news is there's some new rules that actually help your credit when it comes to medical debt. So a medical collection that's under $500 is no longer going to show up on your credit report, and that means it's not going to have an effect on your score. Also, if you have a medical collection over $500, you now have a 1-year grace period before it actually shows on your credit report. And it used to be around 6 months. So that gives you time to set up a payment plan or maybe even dispute the charges. Another change is that all paid medical collections won't show up on your credit report at all. So once it's paid, it's gone. That doesn't mean you're not responsible to pay that medical debt. It's just not going to show up on your credit report.
Stacy, what are some common challenges that people end up facing when trying to avoid this medical debt trap?
One of the things I found is that uninsured or underinsured people might be hesitant to seek care. That's pretty scary to start off with. Even if you have insurance, you may not be able to afford some of the costs because they can still be pretty high. So I think a lot of people assume I have insurance, everything's going to be fine. So one thing I suggest is to create a savings account for things like your deductible and any out-of-pocket expenses. I actually created a separate savings account and I named it medical because you can name your accounts at BECU. And I put money in there every single month. When I have to pay out of pocket, I don't have to stress out about it. Talk to your employer and see what they have to offer as well. There may be pre-tax savings options when it comes to paying for medical costs as well.
That's great. And when you talk about setting up that account, Stacy, for your health care expenses, I can't help but think back to one of our past episodes where your mantra was set it and forget it.
Yes, yep.
And so I imagine you probably have that money going into that savings account automatically from your paycheck.
Right, so that I don't have to remember and I'm not tempted to not put it there. So if I have it going directly in, I don't even have to think about it.
Stacy, can you suggest some strategies or tips for people to avoid having this medical debt weigh on their credit scores?
Yeah, I think it's important to know that you can negotiate. Talk to the collection agency or your healthcare provider to see if you can negotiate or even set up a payment plan. And ask if you qualify for financial assistance. And because of these new rules, it doesn't have as big of an impact. So hopefully that can lessen some of the stress.
Thank you very much for joining me again.
Thank you.